Epic moments when Pac-Man.
For years, people smiled when they saw Manny Pacquiao. Not with admiration, but disbelief. They noticed the short reach, the compact build, the narrow shoulders, and decided they already knew the ending. Too small, too light, not built to survive against real giants. Boxing has always doubted fighters, but Pacquiao faced a different kind of doubt. It wasn't about talent. It was about appearance. He didn't look like the kind of man history crowns. And one by one, he proved how dangerous that kind of thinking can be. When Keith Thurman faced Pacquiao in 2019, he walked in convinced the calendar would do the work for him. Younger, bigger, louder. He spoke like age itself would finish Manny. He joked about the arms, dismissed the frame, and treated Pacquiao's speed like a fading illusion. But Manny never fought size. He fought moments. He fought rhythm. He fought mistakes. Before Thurman could even settle in, Pacquiao had already decoded him. One careless reach. 1 second of overconfidence. And suddenly the man who called himself unbeatable was on his back, staring up, trying to understand how something so small landed with such force. From there on, Pacquiao controlled everything. Thurman chased shadows. Manny dictated the tempo. And when the final bell rang, history had shifted. 40 years old. The oldest welterweight champion ever. Not hanging on. Not surviving. Owning the fight. Joshua Clottey once stood across from Pacquiao looking like a wall. Bigger. Wider. Built like he belonged in a different weight class. Pacquiao didn't rush him. He dissected him. Tapping the guard, slipping punches through tiny gaps, touching the body, then the head, then returning to the body. Round by round, Clottey stopped attacking and started hiding. By the end, he was still upright, but no longer dangerous. Pacquiao hadn't knocked him out. He had erased him mentally. It was mastery, not mayhem, that won that night. Eric Morales handed Pacquiao a hard lesson in their first meeting. Experience, reach, and composure mattered. Morales used all of it and took the win. But Manny left with something more valuable than pride: understanding. When they met again, Pacquiao was sharper, faster, and relentless. He didn't rush. He stalked. Every punch had purpose. Morales felt the difference immediately. And by the time they completed their trilogy, the roles had reversed completely. The teacher was gone. The memory remained. The fight ended early, and the era had changed. Jorge Solis had height and reach and believed that was enough. But reach without control is just empty distance. Pacquiao invaded that space over and over, attacking from angles Solis couldn't read. In the 8th round, a single uppercut collapsed everything. Solis rose because pride demanded it, but the outcome was already decided. The next knockdown sealed it. Chris Algieri entered undefeated, taller, younger, full of confidence. Pacquiao turned that confidence into a lesson repeated 6 times. 6 knockdowns. Not because Algieri lacked heart, but because Manny made physical advantages meaningless. When timing is perfect, reach doesn't save you. Oscar de la Hoya was supposed to be too big, too strong, too comfortable at the weight. Pacquiao was cast as the smaller man taking a reckless risk. But once the fight began, size looked slow. Strength looked awkward. Manny moved like lightning while de la Hoya chased air. Each round took something away. Swelling, vision, belief. By the 8th, de la Hoya didn't want any more. He wasn't beaten by power. He was dismantled by speed, angles, and relentless pressure. Antonio Margarito was the ultimate giant. Taller, longer, heavier. On paper it looked unfair. In the ring, it became a clinic. Pacquiao struck him everywhere. Face, body, eyes, pride. Margarito kept moving forward because that's what big men do. But even giants break. By the end, his face told the story of what happens when size is mistaken for safety. Ricky Hatton believed aggression would be enough. He believed pressure would overwhelm Manny. But pressure only works if the target stands still. Pacquiao never did. Hatton hit the canvas twice in the first round. In the second, one perfect left hand ended everything. It wasn't just a knockout. It was a declaration. Speed wins when power can't connect. This is who Manny Pacquiao was. Not just a champion, but a rule breaker. Every larger opponent brought the same faith. That size would shield them, that strength would rescue them, that experience would expose him. And every time, Pacquiao proved something else. Speed creates power. Timing creates control. Heart has no measurement. They laughed at his reach. They laughed at his build. They laughed at the idea that someone so small could stand among giants. And then they stopped laughing. They fell. They faded. They became chapters in a story built on defiance. Manny Pacquiao didn't just defeat opponents. He defeated expectations. He shattered stereotypes. He destroyed the idea that greatness has a specific shape. His legacy isn't just belts and records. It's a lesson. Skill lasts longer than strength. Speed outsmarts power. Belief outweighs muscle. And long after the lights go dark and the titles collect dust, that lesson will stand taller than any man who ever underestimated him. Now it's your turn. Which Pacquiao moment convinced you that size doesn't matter? Thurman, De La Hoya, Hatton, Margarito, or someone else? Drop your favorite in the comments, hit like if Pac-Man earned your respect, and subscribe for the next deep dive into boxing's greatest legends.